So DJI recently released a new firmware update for the DJI Neo drone, and at the same time there was a software update for the DJI Fly application. And in this video we're going to be looking at those two updates and see what they have to offer. In order to make sure that your device is up to date, what you have to do is go to your app store if you're on iOS, and if you're on Android you want to go to your Play Store and search for this application, DJI Fly of course. And if you see an update right there, then click update and you'll be updated to the latest version of the DJI Fly application. In order to update the DJI Neo, what you have to do is actually turn on the drone. So to do that, you press once and then you press once, the LEDs come on, and then you press and hold once the LED loads up fully, and then you let it go, and you can see the drone would turn on. There isn't really a need to remove the lens hood cover. That's not necessary at this point in time. And now that the drone is on, just make sure that it's charged up sufficiently, or what you can do that's even better is to make sure that it's connected to a power source using the USB-C port that the drone has, as this is how you can always also charge it. So that's very important because you don't want your device to shut down while it's doing a firmware update. And in order to update your DJI Neo drone, what you can do is go to your DJI Fly application. So look for it wherever you downloaded it. So open your DJI Fly app. It will automatically detect the DJI Neo, and if you want, or if it doesn't automatically show up, you can go to the connection guide, but click where it says connect right there and you can see DJI Neo connection, and then it will prompt you to join the Wi-Fi network. Click join right there and you can see, you don't have to switch off or disconnect from the other Wi-Fi networks that you might be connected to. So this is how you can update using your phone. And once your phone has been connected, you can see it will automatically auto-populate like this. But in order to see the firmware update, now you have to go to the back page. And once you're on this page, it will automatically show you DJI Neo firmware available, 252.9 megabytes, at least for me on my device at the time I'm recording this video. And if it doesn't show up automatically, what you can do is go to your profile. So click where it says profile and then go to where it says settings right there. And under this section, you can see we have an option to check for firmware updates. So if you click there, it will check for firmware update right there, and you can see there's a pop-up screen that says checking for firmware update, and new firmware is available. And if we click updates, you can see the firmware version version 01.00.0200, and they say that this has fixed some unknown issues. So that's how you basically update using the DJI Fly application on your iPhone. If you are using like the RC controller, then you also get a prompt to update your device when you open up your RC controller and connect to the DJI Neo. So it's compatible with more controllers like the RC2, RCN2, and the goggles as well. And once your device is connected, it will prompt you. And right here you can see when we prompt, or when we try to update from this page, the version that we get when it finishes to check for an update is pretty much the same as the other version, or the same one from the home page. So you notice the version right there, and they don't actually disclose much. It just says fixed some unknown issues. And if I go just back to the home page to show you this, if I go here and click install, you can see if I click on it, it's the same version, but there's a difference because this screen goes to a dark mode, unlike the other one. For some reason, I don't know if it's a glitch in the DJI Fly app, but yeah, this is some of the things or how you can update your DJI Neo pretty quickly. Now, usually I don't jump on any firmware version that just comes out the day of or right away. So I usually try and research it to see if it's worth it, and then I make a list of like issues I was experiencing and see or test thereafter to see if those issues get resolved. One thing that I like about the DJI Neo is that unlike the other DJI drones like I have, such as the Mini 3 Pro or even the Mini 4 Pro, the DJI Neo doesn't heat up. So it's been on for some time now and it actually isn't heating up, which is something that's different from others that I've experienced. And at the same time, keep in mind that this DJI Neo is a fairly new drone. It's the first of its kind. It's in like this palm takeoff is not like a category that was already existing in the DJI lineup of drones. So there are going to be more issues and more reports. So that's why we are seeing more firmware or software updates. And at the same time, this is catered towards like everyone. You don't need a remote controller or to have any prior flying experience or need a drone license. So the more users that it's going to have, the more reports of issues. So expect to see more frequent software updates. And one thing I like about DJI is how they are able to update. I think in 2 of my videos, DJI support actually reached out and they were offering support on some of the issues that I was having or experiencing. So kudos to DJI for that. My update is almost complete with the DJI Neo, as you can see right here. And some of the issues that I was experiencing before I updated, I had an issue where the camera art was not displaying. So hopefully after I update, that issue gets resolved. And also I was unable to download footage from the DJI Neo to my iPhone 16 Pro while connected or trying to download using mobile. And there was a time where I lost connection with Wi-Fi over the phone, and I actually made a video on it. You can see it on the channel where my drone got stuck in the air. And right here you can see firmware update successful, restart if device powers off automatically. So you can see the device did power off automatically. So in order to turn it on, I have to press once and then press and hold and then let go, just like that, and boom, the drone comes on. So now let me quickly connect to it after this update to see whether some of those issues I was experiencing have been fixed. Some of the okay, right now, boom, it's been updated and you can see how the device or the application opens up. So some of the issues that I was experiencing that the previous update fixed, for example, I didn't have the ability to choose 1080p at 60 frames per second. I only had 1080p at 30 fps, and also I didn't have the ability to use these voice controls with the DJI Neo, so it would prompt me to do a software update, but that fixed that. And at the same time, I didn't have the mic controls. Now this new firmware update has been updated. In order to see the version or to make sure that we are now current, we can go to our profile, go to settings, and then if we check for a software update right there, you can see it will check for a version. I don't know why, you know, my phone by default is in dark mode, but this page always defaults to light mode. If you are watching this from DJI, please look into this, as this is not consistent throughout the DJI Fly app. So you can see it will tell you by a pop-up screen that, hey, you are actually on the latest version. So notice your firmware is up to date, and you can always go into the settings and about and see the current firmware version. But some of the issues that this firmware fixes for the DJI Neo: one, the DJI RC2 switching is now more seamless and better. And at the same time, when you are trying to land your DJI drone, I noticed that the surface recognition is not stable message that you get has been improved. So there were times where I would try to land my drone even on a flat like roof surface, and it would say surface not stable, and that was an issue that I was experiencing, and it's among the resolved issues with this update. And they've also improved the tracking, and the feedback is much better with this update. And like I mentioned, when I was going into my album before I updated, you see all this like thumbnails for the different videos or the different takes I was able to see. Before it was just showing up like this, you notice just before it loads, that's what I was able to see. But now after updating with the DJI Neo, I have the ability to quickly see the thumbnail, and let's see if I can now download the video. So I now have the ability to download full download or trimmed download. So if I click full download, you can see it's actually downloading pretty quick, and this is the first of its kind, at least for me, since I've had the DJI Neo. This is the first time that I'm able to download footage from my DJI Fly app from the Neo straight to my phone. Before, I couldn't do that. It would delay and the progress bar wouldn't even do anything. So kudos to DJI for fixing this. I'm actually happy. And I think when you download the footage on your DJI Fly app, unlike what I was doing on the computer where I had to download the video and audio separate, this one I think combines both of it. So that's at least something that's good. And they also fixed the thumbnail issue when I would go into my album. So it took them like 2 versions from when I got the DJI Neo brand new to be able to fix that issue for me, and kudos to DJI for looking into this. For the price of the DJI Neo and what this palm takeoff drone stands for, I think the price and what it has to offer is fairly good, but they are things that I feel like DJI can do to be able to improve the DJI Neo. For example, if you watched my video where my drone got stuck in the sky and almost landed on someone's car, I think it would be good to implement like a safety feature where if you are flying with your DJI Neo and you are using the DJI Fly app on your iPhone or your Android device, it would be good to actually have the DJI Neo, if the connection is lost, at least return home. But if that's not a possibility without changing hardware, then at least have the DJI Neo return to the last point of stable communication, which I think shouldn't be hard to do. So that's something that I feel like it would really take this drone to the next level, because a lot of people that are buying it just want to use it with your smartphone for easy takeoff and landing, and most are just going to use it with the palm, because once you add the RC2 controllers or RCN3 or the goggles or FPV stuff, it becomes kind of pricey, and I feel like there's better options that you might be able to get. So if DJI can make it so that when it loses connection, it returns at least home or to the last point of stable connection, that will be something that's good. And another thing that I feel like DJI might want to improve on, so on the DJI Fly app, this application actually shows you a lot of stuff. So look at this. So the DJI Fly app shows you the percentage, and once you start to fly, it shows you how much flying time you have, but then it also shows you the Wi-Fi. But something that's important that it doesn't show you is how much storage or how much time you have for recording. So it's fairly easy to add, and you can add it besides that, or just push this over and then add it there to help users be able to see how much recording time they have. Because for me, once I started flying the DJI Neo, I tried all these different methods. So
Droney, circle, rocket, spotlight, helix.
Yeah, so I tried all those different
textured environments.
Oh, actually, I think that's something that's new. I've never heard the DJI Neo say that, and I've had it for a couple of weeks now. So maybe new warning identifications and markers have been added, but I'll have to test that. So yeah, like what I was saying, it would be good to have like memory indicators to show you how much recording time you have with the DJI Neo. Also, something that I like with the DJI Neo is that you have the ability to record 4K 30, you have the ability to record 1080p at 60 FPS, but something that will be cool to have, sometimes you don't want to record 1080p because it's not that good, but sometimes, you know, you want to record like 2.7K at like 60 FPS, which is something that the Hover AX1 can actually do. I can find my Hover somewhere there, but yeah, it would be cool to have like another resolution and frame rate option in between 4K and 1080p, so that for users who record in 4K 30 and they are using like the FPV mode, when you do like turns, it tends to be jittery. So having another resolution and refresh rate like 2.7K at 60 FPS, which the Hover AX1 can do, I think that would fix that issue as well and would make this drone a little bit better. Also, I think another way that DJI can make the Neo slightly better is by adding or improving on the time when it begins to record. So sometimes when the drone, when you initiate the takeoff mode, it takes off, it counts 3 2 1 and then takes off, and then it goes to the point where it's going to begin the mode that you've set. So if it's orbit, it won't record once it leaves your palm, it will record once it's already at the, so it starts close to you and then it zooms out, and then once it's beginning to orbit, that's when it records. And then at the same time, when it lands, it stops recording once it goes back to the spot where it was orbiting. So if it was up, it comes down and then stops recording and then comes back to you. But I feel like it would be nice to have it record the moment it takes off from your palm, or just slightly before that, and the moment up to the point where it lands on your palm. That would be something that's cool to have. And I know we technically don't have like is it 16:9 or 9:16, the portrait orientation. So that's another option that would be good to have, so that we don't have to do like After Effects trying to edit the footage that's recorded with the DJI Neo. So this drone captures footage that's really good for like viewing on smartphones or on social media platforms such as TikTok or YouTube or Reels, whatever that is. It is very good for that, but there is no like vertical video mode, which is understandable because the camera doesn't rotate, but it would be nice to have it as at least an option. And when it's tracking you, at least it will try keep you in the frame, because when you have like a wide view and then you crop in, sometimes you miss yourself out of frame, and then you have to keep repositioning your cuts. But if that was an option to add, yeah, that would be a nice to have. Now think that's basically most of the things I would like to see the DJI Neo get. It's very portable, very good price for what it has to offer. But yeah, leave your comments down below. I know sometimes when there's problems with DJI Neo, DJI support usually follows up and then they read most of the comments that or suggestions that people have. So whatever thoughts you have, whatever you want to see with the DJI Neo, or whatever issues you are experiencing, comment them below, and you never know, maybe DJI support will also reply to your comments. And if we request like changes that are massively requested, then maybe we might be able to see them on the DJI Neo. So that's just my quick 2 cents right here. Make sure you update your DJI Fly app, and at the same time make sure you update your DJI Neo firmware update, because it does fix some of the issues. And now I'm able to download my footage 4K 30 just like that, my albums show, and I'm pretty happy with the Neo. Next thing I'm gonna do is go and try and see if the footage, the exposure has been fixed. So subscribe to see that, and if you like the video, definitely do hit like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.